Before I get started on this video, I certainly want to thank everyone that said prayers for my dad. I really think it worked. Today I talked to him and he said that they're going to send him home in a couple of days because his body started miraculously making blood platelets again. So he's actually turned around and doing okay. So like I say, they're going to send him home in a couple of days. So I'll probably go out and hang out with him for a while here in the near future. In the meantime, I have been doing a little bit of work on the Galaxie. I put the voltage regulator in, it charges, you'll see that in the video. I took the rear bumper I got, as I said, from Tri-State or Tri-City Plating in Tennessee, and that is 100% show quality. I'm really happy with it. And I was going to send them the front bumper because they were really the cheapest price of anybody, but to ship the front bumper to them was $287, and the return shipping at $287. I took it to a local plater. The plater I use is A&W Custom Chrome, or AW Custom Chrome. This is the one I regularly use here. The maximum width they can plate is 54 inches, and that bumper was longer than 54 inches. I'll take like the convertible top trim, you know, all this stuff to them in the winter and have it plated in the shift lever. But the and the piece for the hood, this piece for the hood, this is the one I'm going to have replated. And I'll do all that this winter. But the front bumper is at this place right here, B&L Plating. New regulator. I don't know if it shows up in there or not, but I did put the regulator in and it is charging. We'll kick the engine off the fast idle and make sure it's still charging here in a moment. The engine's still cold. I got a new gasket for the license plate light too, so I'm going to put that on also. Yeah, that's the gasket I'm going to replace. And I checked this regulator out with an ohm meter to the shop manual, and everything totally was within specifications. I didn't bother cleaning the points and putting it back on because I have a new one, but I'll save it, probably just a little something like this on the points, and it'll probably work. But again, it's got a new electronic one already installed. Well, I guess I'll get a wrench or a ratchet or something, start tightening all these up, and the ones down there, and I think I'm going to put those rubber flaps on here too, and then once I get the bumper on, I can just go in from the inner fender and loosen these up, bounce the car a few times, tighten them up. Same with the one down there. I can just climb under the car and do it. And I had this thing running a while yesterday, and I don't know if I talked about it or not. It was in the mid 90s, and I put that regulator in, and I had the engine running on the fast idle, and I was using my my thermometer thing here, and I was pointing it at the thermostat housing, and it's got a 160 thermostat in it. Anyway, it was getting up to about 189, 190, 191, right in there, running at about 1200 RPM on the fast idle cam. You know, I had it running a little faster, and I had my voltmeter on here and was putting loads on the alternator and stuff, make sure it was all charging good, and it is. But then I idled the engine down to curb idle, and that's usually when engines heat up, and they're just sitting there running at a low idle. I put my little gadget on here, and it was 178 degrees between that and about 182, right, and it fluctuated a little bit, but it's got, a, like I say again, a 160 thermostat. So I think with the shroud and that fan, and you could feel the air change temperatures, the thermostat open and close with my hand here at idle. So I think this thing will probably be okay cruising. I don't think it'll overheat. We will find out though when we get it out. Hopefully the hot light doesn't come on, but I don't think it will. I think it seemed to idle good, 95 degrees, idling at curb idle, and it probably idled for 15 minutes anyway while I horsed around, and never heated up above 180 degrees. So I'm pretty happy with the fact that it might be able to idle for a while. So I also got to tighten these, bend these a couple of these ears over onto the bolts so the manifold bolts don't loosen. So I'll do that too today also, and then we can maybe go for a cruise. If I'm still here this weekend, we'll take it for a ride. Well, whether I'm here or not, I don't know, but I am getting, like I say, the bumper's in. They said 4 to 6 weeks at this place too. It is in for plating, and we're gonna get cracking on getting this thing so I can get a convertible top on it. I definitely need to get this trim on and all the glass lined up and the top painted. So, and then like I say, this stuff can all happen in the future. They're all nice and tight now, including the ones down there. Now I'm going to bend these ears over on flat spots on the exhaust manifolds and put the rubber flaps on. So in the process of putting these on, I got these out a week or so ago. It didn't come with new plastic, you know, those push barb things that Autocrafters said it did come with that. It says right in their, you know, catalog it comes with the fasteners, and it did not. So I called them and asked them if they could send me the fasteners, seeing that their catalog stated it comes with them. I bought the kit that comes with these and those, and it didn't come with the fasteners, and it didn't come with any of this metal. You can see all the metal. So, you know, what am I going to do? You know, tear that up trying to change that metal over? No. So I'm just going to reuse these ones. They're fine. And so, you know, you might not want to buy the kit. You might want to just buy these, and don't count on getting the fasteners, even though they advertise it comes with the fasteners. I called them, let them know when I got this, you know, didn't have the fasteners. They said they'd send them to me. They never did. I called them again a week or so ago. They sent me a whole nother kit and charged me for it instead of just sending me the fasteners like I asked. And so I got to send the other one back, and I'm just going to reuse the original fasteners that I have left here. I'm not counting on them for anything. Nothing more aggravating when a company advertises one thing and then they ship you another. So beware when you buy from Autocrafters, you're not always going to get what they advertise. So this never came with the clips. I can't get the clips. Tried to call them to get the clips, and I end up with another set that they billed me the $50 for that I got to send back. Really highly aggravating. Did dig out the weather stripping for the trim, dug out the rocker panel moldings. They just need cleaning. There's no dents, no damage. They're both in really good shape. Just like I say, cleaning and repaint the black. I dug out these for the hubcaps. I'll buff up the hubcaps and install those. This one hubcap needs a little bumping out right here. It's the only one that has a dent in it. And to buy a used hubcap like on eBay or something, I'm not spending $50 on a hubcap when I can fix that one. That's just not happening. People seem to think that everything they have is gold plated, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, and one other thing, I found a set of main jets for the carburetor, the correct size. As you remember, when I rebuilt the carburetor, if you go back in that video, when I rebuilt the carburetor, the main jets were the wrong size on the front, and I had two different sizes for the secondaries, and I'm just not happy with that. So I ordered the correct main jets, and I'll change them before I start driving the car regularly. There we go. So they're in, and now I don't think I'm going to tackle these today. I got to jack it up and pull the wheels off, so maybe another day. But I'm just out here. I'm feeling pretty good today, so I'm just out here putzing around. I was going to check the air in the tires, but like I say, I've popped the hubcaps off, and I'm going to correct that problem. I found a slug of these, and hopefully they'll work until I get new tires on the car. Bent all those little tabs over on the manifolds. Boy, what a pain. The top ones weren't bad, but the bottom ones, wow. Yeah, bend those, torque your manifolds and tighten those, bend those over before you put your engine in. They were just the bottom ones, like I say, were a nightmare. So they're all done though. So I think if I want to drive the car now, I can. I'm going to clean it up a little bit. Just, you can see all oops, does the dirt where I wiped it off show up? I don't know, but anyway, yeah, it's pretty dirty. You can see where I've been touching it, like right in here. So I'm gonna just wipe it down with a wet rag, try and clean it up a bit. Did I show? I don't think I've ever shown how wimpy the one horn sounds. It's definitely wimpy, 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 and we need to get some hefty, hefty, hefty horns. But yeah, it definitely needs the low note. This is the. I think it's this horn that's blowing, which I think is the, I don't know, I'd have to look at them. I think it's a high, but that's the one that doesn't blow. This is the way it should sound. It should sound hefty, hefty, hefty like this. That's like a train horn. I love the horn in this car. It wakes people up. I'm going to end the video here. I've just wanted to mainly thank everybody for saying a little prayer for my dad. Thank you so much. It meant the world to me, and seems like he's doing a little better, so that's awesome. But as I said, I'm going to call it a day on the car, and if you like the video, definitely hit the like button. It's going to help put that top on. And if you like my channel, want to see this car cruising down the road, hit that 348 engine and subscribe to my channel. And thank you for watching.